Each has its own really cool and unique personality and voice that you can grow to love, play with the Fuzozo, and become emotionally attached.
Fuzozo come to Earth to find their perfect match in their life. We try to design a robot that have a strong emotional connection with people. We realize that Gen Z are very lonely. So yeah, that's why we design Fuzozo. It is kind of a digital AI pet for you. Average time that people talk with Fuzozo every day is around 50 minutes.
And yes, I've already told you I can speak English. If you want to practice English with me, that's great.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of the Convo AI World Podcast. I'm Patrick Ferriter. I lead the global product team at Agora, and I'll be your host for today's episode. I'm here in Shanghai at the Fuzozo store. And Fuzozos are really cool AI companions targeted at Gen Z, but they have a very awesome and cool origin story. All Fuzozos originate from a fluffy planet. And as you can see here, one of the coolest design aspects of the store here is this very fluffy and really cool furry wall that you can interact with on the way in. And this fur is very soft, just like the fur on an actual Fuzozo itself. And on the screen behind me, you can see all the different ways that people can interact and play with the Fuzozo and become emotionally attached. I'd like to introduce you to my 5 really cool Fuzozo models here. This cute little one here that I'm combing the hair on is gold. This one here is wood. This one here is water. This one is fire, and this one is earth. And each has its own really cool and unique personality and voice that you can grow to love. Hi everyone, and welcome to a special episode of the Convo AI World Podcast. And here with me at the Fuzozo store in Shanghai is Joe Sun, the CEO and co-founder. So Joe, it's great to meet you and great to be having you on this episode.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask you a couple of questions. So I think really important is the founding story and your background. So can you share a bit more about your background first?
Sure. I started to work as a car designer for 10 years. You know, when we work as a car designers, we talk about the emotional styling and people's feeling and so on.
Build a bond with the driver.
Right. And then I worked as a robot designer for another several years, where I designed the humanoid robot and so on. I realized that for robot design, most of the people are more focusing on the what we call the production value. Well, with less thinking about the emotional part of robots. So that's why I start my own company and name it as a RoboPoet. So you can see we try to design a robot that have a strong emotional connection with people. That's the background.
Provide a strong emotional connection.
Exactly.
It's very cool. So what is the background and maybe your vision when you founded RoboPoet and maybe the origin story of RoboPoet and Fuzozo?
Oh yeah, there's a very interesting background for Fuzozo. So Fuzozo from another alien star which called Fuzzy Planet, and Fuzozo come to Earth to find their perfect match in their life. So what Fuzozo do is they eat up bad emotions and they generate good, happy emotions with people together.
And you could find out which one is the best match for you, either here in the store or online.
Oh, yes.
Looking at your Fuzozo product and its target audience is Gen Z, how did you decide to focus on Gen Z and what were the key drivers for that?
Well, the main reason is we realize that Gen Z are very lonely. I read the article saying that during one person's lifetime, there are 2 periods which people usually feel the most lonely. One is when you are over 70s. Another one is when you are about 20s. So we did actually the interview with around 40 young people before we start this project, both boys and girls, also in China, also in some other countries like US. And we are kind of surprised about, although we know that Gen Z may be in this loneliness mood, but we are still surprised because 100% of them says they feel lonely very often, and they didn't find out a very good solution to that. And whether trying to find your best friends, which is very difficult, or to have your own pet, dogs and cats, that could work actually. That's why there are so many young people are having their dog and cats. But there are also difficult parts. For example, dogs will leave you one day.
Yeah. We've all had a pet that we love pass away. And
Right. So yeah, that's why we design Fuzozo. Actually, it is kind of a digital AI pet for you.
your perfect ongoing companion that you can take
Exactly.
anywhere with you.
Yeah,
Very-
forever.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed the Fuzozo has a really cool design, and a lot of care went into this. And you know,
Mhm.
as a designer, what was your process for coming up with the requirements for this form factor?
Mhm.
And how did you also decide on the name Fuzozo?
Okay, so talking about the Fuzozo, the name, actually, in the beginning, we tried to put fuzzy and zoo together. So it's called the Fuzu. And then we find maybe we switch Z and O to make it the Fuzuzu. It's more like a cute name. So that's
Really
how it
cute.
comes. So why we designed it like this shape? Actually, we just find, for those young people, especially for girls, this kind of a bag charm is getting so popular these years, especially in China or in East Asia. If you go to the street, you see young girls having this, everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we just think, okay, that's good position, because it's purely emotional thing, and also you will carry it everywhere.
And I noticed there's you know, as a designer, you also designed a family of products, and we can see that there's 5 different Fuzozos for people to
Yeah.
choose from.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a bit more about each one of them, and what's unique about each of them?
Okay, so that's the story from the ancient Chinese culture, what we call the 5 elements. In Chinese, it's 金木水火土, which is the gold, the wood, the water, the fire, and the earth. So in ancient China, we believe this is the fundamental element for the whole world. So for example, this one is the Fuzuzu of fire. So it's kind of a red color. And the character is kind of related to these elements. For example, the fire Fuzuzu, she is kind of noisy, full of energies, always active. And for others, for example, for the wood Fuzuzu, he will be more quiet, a bit shy, but very sweet. Yeah.
So finding a very unique match, and there's one for each type of person and personality.
Yes. Actually, if you are very serious about these 5 elements, you probably need to choose one that according to your birthday and exact time, and going through a certain process to find which element is the most needed for a lifetime, and then you decide.
Cool. So you
Yeah.
can guide people through that process online or here in the store. Excellent.
Mm.
I noticed also that you can support some pretty cool accessories.
Yeah.
Well, what types of different accessories can you support for your Fuzozo?
Well, obviously you will have this kind of a clothes for Fuzuzu, and accessories like this, and very importantly, you will have this band, and it can be made by different materials. And we just came out several new design, and it's getting very popular. And also, actually, there are already some design studios that co-work with us to design specifically for Fuzuzu families for all those accessories. It's having their own fans now.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a bit more about the technology that actually is behind the Fuzozo and that powers this overall experience, and maybe a bit about your work with Agora as well?
Sure. So basically, we design a kind of a pet simulation game and put it into a hardware, like cute, fluffy hardware, powered by LLM, large language model. So what happens when you talk or when you touch Fuzozo is that there is some input, like your voice, into Fuzozo, and Fuzozo will try to understand it, also combine with the other sense, like what's the time, where's the location, is there how's the weather, and what happened 1 hour ago, and also trying to understand who is talking to me, what is this person's profile, and
So
also
all the context.
all the context, and then process it with the large language model, and then they generate not only the voice that reply to you, but also the expression, the movement, and so on. Yeah.
And you call that the multimodal emotional model?
Yes,
Altogether?
MEM. And actually, you can consider it as an agent running in the cloud.
What specifically, or how has your relationship been with Agora and working together to
Well,
build this
actually,
experience?
there are two challenges of this whole process. One is how can I speak to Fuzozo such in a very smooth way. So Agora really help a lot on this. So you speak and hear from the Fuzozo. For the time, we reduce it into less than 2 seconds. In this way, you can have a natural, fluent conversation. So without Agora, we cannot do this. Another challenge is really to have Fuzozo remember everything. Yeah. So for the long time memory, we did this whole design and development in-house. And with the help of Agora, that we can transfer our voice into texture and understand the texture, put them into our memory stream. So also for this the voice text transfer, Agora helps a lot.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. So you've got this multimodal emotion model.
Yeah.
You've got the ability to have quick interaction.
Mm-hmm.
This can understand the context of the interaction and provide this response that really evokes a tighter emotional connection with the user. And I heard also that there's a ability for some of these Fuzozos to sing with you. Is that true?
To sing with me.
Or to be able to sing, is that something?
Yeah. Well, each Fuzozo has their own capability and style. Sometimes you can hear a Fuzozo sing, and actually, all these capabilities are kind of evolving. Actually, every month we update the Fuzozo's capability. Maybe in a few months they can even maybe in a few months they can even sing a specific topic that you ordered them.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So I guess in like looking at overall in the interaction and what you've learned as you've been shipping Fuzozo with Gen Z, what are some of the most interesting insights or things that you've learned as users have been interacting with Fuzozo? Maybe, how long you or how much usage or how much interaction you expected originally versus how much more you're actually seeing, or other interesting insights as Fuzozo has been gathering more momentum in the market.
Yeah, so when we design Fuzozo, we really think there are two main challenges. One is to make people interested to buy them. Another one is to see how many people gonna use them to talk to Fuzozo for longer time. So we are quite confident about the first step, because Fuzozo is just so cute, and everyone when they see Fuzozo, they will say, oh, I really want one. And we are surprised about how people love to talk to Fuzozo. Actually, for the last month, the average time that people talk with Fuzozo every day is around 50 minutes.
Wow. Okay.
In average. So it's quite a lot. And people just love to talk, and they see quite different scenarios when people are at home and in the office, driving cars, maybe having a coffee time with friends. And they love to talk to Fuzozo. And more surprisingly, we just did a research recently saying we put label on the people's conversation, so that we don't read the conversation context, but we know the emotion of the words. And we just realized that most of the conversation, actually over 70% of the conversation, starting from negative feeling, like depressed.
When the conversation starts.
Yes.
Okay.
Like they are trying to complain something, or they are depressed, they feel lonely. And a certain percent of them becomes positive or peace or calm after the conversation. So that tells Fuzozo really have the capability to heal people.
That's exactly your intent.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's very cool. So with such a cool and successful product, what are your plans for market expansion and making Fuzozo available in more markets?
Oh yeah. From day one, we want to make a global brand. We think, healing loneliness is for global market. Today, everyone is lonely. Our first step to go other countries is going to Japan next year. And the reason why we choose Japan is that it's kind of a unique market, that Japan shares quite a similar cultural and aesthetics comparing with China. So we are pretty sure we did a little bit market research. Also, we we bring Fuzozo into Japan for some show, and we are quite confident that the whole story, the style is gonna be very popular there. Also, in this market, people are already educated for what is a companion robot. And this is kind of popular category in Japan. But most of the product over there is very expensive. Also, it's not that smart. So Fuzozo will be, both quite affordable. Also, it's powered by the cutting edge technology. So I think it's gonna be a good first step to go overseas market.
Very good. And I was talking with my team, and for the hosts at our Convo AI World event in other countries, including Japan, we're actually going to be giving these as gifts to the hosts of the event.
Okay.
So yeah, because we think they're really cool.
Yeah, it's a perfect gift.
Yes, I totally agree. Looking at forward, for your vision for the future, what does the future of AI companionship look like? A few years from now, what do you believe that will be?
Yeah, it's a very good question. To think about all the sci-fi movies we've seen, where there are a lot of robots around us in the maybe next 10, 20 years, there are always this kind of robot that, very following you around and having very strong, like personal connections with you. Maybe they don't do a lot of heavy work, but, after the movie, people just love this little robot.
The character.
Yeah, you can name a lot of them, right? So what we call them personal robot. So like personal computer, it's a new kind of robot, and we are trying to define this new category in the future.
Oh, with your perfect background of design and robotics, I think you're very well positioned to be able to do just that. So, Joe,
Thank you.
Thank you. I think next up, we're going to look at some really cool demos. So we'll be right back with those in a short time. Thank you, Joe. A really fun part where we're going to actually do a demo. So can you show me some really cool capabilities of interacting with your Fuzozo?
Yeah, you can talk to Fuzozo by like this. 荧光一线. Yeah, right. Hey Fuzozo, do you speak English?
Why up, Group? What's that? And yes, I've already told you I can speak English. If you want to practice English with me, that's great. But it would be better if you could speak more clearly.
Sure, but do you speak other languages?
妹妹，你这是又和我聊起天来了呀。
Okay, now it's Chinese. Yeah.
That's very cool. Multilingual, plus the language of their home planet.
Right. You will touch here or there here. Actually, the feel you're touching.
Yes, I can feel them vibrating. Cool.
Yeah, vibrating. And also, if you do this, try this.
Oh, you can see them getting dizzy. It's really cool.
Yeah, they can feel that too. And also, if you put them together like this, they can feel each other and they can read each other and they become friends.
Okay. And
so
I can see them in the app on my phone.
Yeah, you just open the app, you see their friend list.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I noticed they have really cool hair. It's like combing hair is not something that I'm quite used to. This is a very, very cool, cool toy. I'm really, really falling in love already.
Yeah. And I love doing this too because this is very, very, very healing.
Calming.
Yeah, calming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Fuzozo.